everyone. Welcome to Digital Charcuterie. My name is James. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new here and you're looking forward to the new DCU and all that it encompasses, hit that subscribe button. We talk about it all the time here on the channel. Today, I want to talk a little bit about, a lot about it actually, about the plan that they have going forward. Just a little bit of that. We'll get into more detail on that as the week goes on. A little bit on that, but also on the new Superman movie, a movie that I'm very much excited for. The trailer came out obviously in December, as you know, and I thought it was perfect. I thought it was great. I thought it did everything it needed to do. When I say perfect, I mean, I think it hit all the notes. It did everything it needed to do to successfully tell you, viewers, not diehard Superman fans, but general audience viewers, that a new Superman movie is coming, and it is far removed from what you may have known. It's a new tone, new genre, all that stuff of Superman. It's Superman you've never seen before. Get ready. Now, of course, you know, if you just don't like Superman, you're not looking forward to it, it's not gonna resonate with you at all. I think some people have already made their minds up as to whether or not they care about this movie or not. And some people like me are probably just overly excited because, you know, we're looking forward to this movie. And I love, you know, I'm a big Superman fan. I'm really looking forward to this new movie. I love Man of Steel, but really excited to see what we're going to get. Now, knowing that we're not going to get any more Henry Cavill Superman, you've got to move on. It's time to move on. We shall move on. And I'm really excited to see what David Cornsett brings to it. But we've been hearing trickling now that, you know, they've had these internal screenings, and everyone says don't pay too much attention to the internal screenings. You know, they are what they are. But I'm starting to hear now, like, things are starting to trickle out. A few different sources are now saying that it might be funnier than you expect. James Gunn said it's not a comedy. It's going to be on par with what we know from Superman movies of the past, but it's not a strict comedy. But now maybe the humor might be elevated a little bit more. And I'm wondering, with the release of that trailer, the teaser trailer that came out, the word is that in April we're going to get a full-length trailer, which is, again, fine with me. Like, we're still months away from the release of this thing. Like, I have time to get excited for it. I don't need to get excited for it in February when it comes out in July. I would like to, but I don't need to. So I'm fine with that. But April apparently is when the first full trailer is going to come. We got that teaser there, and the first trailer is there. So I'm wondering if they're taking, like, fan reaction to that teaser and maybe making some minor adjustments to the film as they go along. I you know, Marvel's obviously done things like that, and they've kind of kept things out of trailers to hide them from viewers. I'm wondering if DC is gonna fall in line with that as well. It would make sense. I wouldn't change the movie, obviously, based on reaction to a trailer, but little things like that. And obviously, there's Ugly Sonic. Ugly Sonic is the biggest positive we've ever had from fan reaction changing a character in a movie or anything from a movie. So we got that. But I want to go a little bit into this. 2 days ago on what day is it? Wednesday, on Monday, an article came out from the Hollywood Reporter. There was a DC press event on Friday. There's been videos about this all over. I haven't really watched them. I was away. I was busy all weekend. I haven't really I haven't really been drained in this. So I just started reading this article. I wanted to bring it up because there was something a little bit in here that was a little bit jarring. I would say a little jarring, perhaps, is the word I would use. So here's the article right here. DC Studios slate evolution. Some projects put on back burner as others are full steam ahead. And I think this is part of the fear. You know, when James Gunn came out and he did his big DC slate that he did off the top many moons ago. It was 2 years ago, actually. It was 2022. You know, he said we're doing all of these movies, but none of them really had scripts ready. You know, they were kind of like, you know, Superman had a script, and I think that was like the only one, or Peacemaker. I don't even think it was in that. It was Gods and Monsters was the name of phase one that they're doing. But now we're learning, like, you know, they didn't have scripts, so some of them put on the back burner. Like, the Authority is now put on the back burner and things like that. So that kind of concerned me. But as you go on, it's just over 40 years. You know, they talk about the golden age and all that. They don't want these characters to die out. That's all great. It's right here where it says, the goal for the company is to make 2 live-action films and 1 animated movie per year, while also producing 2 live-action and 2 animated series for Max per year. The company aims to work in multiple genres and sizes of projects, which is cool. I like that idea. But the goal for the company is to make two live action films and 1 animated movie per year. So that's 3 movies. And then you're going to get 2 live action series, which puts it up to obviously 5 now, and then 2 more. That's 7 DC properties a year, which is this was what caught me the most. He goes on to talk about Pattinson not being Batman in the DCU and all that, but this is it: 7 DC projects in 1 year. In 1 year. And the thing, this is it. And like, I have faith in James Gunn, and like I said, I'm really excited for Superman. I think Supergirl's gonna be great. I can't wait for Lanterns and all that stuff. I know, but I look at it, there's so much now. There's so much. In its first year, I guess Creature Commandos kind of ended before the end of the year, or was before the end of the year. So that doesn't really count, I guess, but we're going to get Superman and Peacemaker in year 1. Year 2, we get Lanterns and Supergirl and something else, I imagine. Clayface is coming in a couple years. There's like 7 projects in 1 year from DC. And, I think of things like Star Wars and even, the way Marvel went. Does it just start to dilute the brand? Are you diluting the brand by having too much content at once? At what point are fans going to look at it and say, yeah, I don't know anymore? Like, I know they're focused on quality, but you have so much going on. You have 2 heads of the company looking at it. To me, it just seems like a lot. And people talk a lot about superhero fatigue, and all of these projects might be great, I suppose. I mean, changing the genres makes a lot of sense to me. But even then, do you start to alienate fan bases by changing the genre, by switching up like Clayface, a straight horror movie? Do you alienate some fans? Like the next thing that comes out, they're going to be like, I don't know. I wasn't interested in this. Do I want to watch this? The mindset of viewers has shifted a lot since the birth of the MCU. I really think Marvel changed the way people go see movies, how people recognize and think, their mentality watching movies now. Everything is a shared universe. That's what they're doing here. Everything's connected. So at what point do you say there's too much there? Because we're going to get 7 of these, and then we get, Marvel's cutting back, but we're still going to get a bunch of Marvel. Star Wars is still a thing. We're going to get a bunch of Star Wars. A Harry Potter TV series is coming. There's so much now that it worries me that we'll get too much of this DC and the DCU because of it, because of the eagerness to push content. I hate calling it content, but pushing content on people, that it might be too much. It just might be like 2 movies a year. That's a lot. And then an animated one. So the animated one won't get the same views as, and they might be better, but it won't get the same views as the live action. There'll be a discrepancy there for sure. Unless, if they're in the same vein as the Spider-Verse movies, then maybe not. But I just don't know. To me, and let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd really like to hear your opinions on 7 projects a year being released in the same time frame. I mean, and look, a movie, you can bookend the year of the movie, but you don't. You want your summer blockbuster, and then maybe like Christmas time or whatever. And then Christmas, you're going up against Star Wars and Avatar every year. And in the summer, you're always going to be up against Marvel. There's a lot happening here. So I'm not, look, I mean, it's great as a fan. I'm like, yeah, give it to me. But at the same time, it's like, when am I going to start? Like, I've done this with Marvel. I've been like, I'm not doing that with Marvel. Star Wars hasn't got there. I know a lot of people have passed on Star Wars. You look at the numbers, a lot of people are passing on Star Wars. I haven't yet because we haven't been inundated with it necessarily. I mean, we have been, but like, it hasn't been like 4 a year or 7 a year of what we've been getting. So these are just the concerns. I just want to talk about the concerns that it's like, it might be too much, especially too soon. Obviously they're starting slow, but the goal is to get to a point where they're going to have 7 a year. So you can imagine sequels, and you start connecting the things. And I think at some point, the genre thing is going to shift a little bit, and you'll get the odd one here and there, like your Sergeant Rock war movie and Clayface horror. But for the most part, they'll all be superhero movies that'll culminate in, and he said in 6 years, the plan is in 6 years to have their own like Avengers style build up, which is cool. I think if you could keep your eye on the prize and do that all the time, it's just when you have 7 a year, it's just like, it's mind blowing. We used to have to wait 3 years for a Star Wars movie, and Batman, you just pray that you were going to get one. You just didn't know you were going to pray that you would get one. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Really love to hear your thoughts. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Give us a like and subscribe. And until next time, maybe the master of your own universe.